Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As I told you, I'll be doing two videos back to back. One would be a fragrance review, which I just did just before this. I'm doing just one after another, no breaks. So that would be the Alizarine, this fragrance pen from Penhaligon's. It's my brother's bottle. I just did a review. Please check it out. I think it's a very interesting fragrance. Okay. So today I don't have any notes with me. I did not write the notes for this discussion. I think it's a very important topic and it needs to be cleared out. The air must be cleared. And this is not about me, this is not about my channel, it's about any fragrance reviewer. That is, a lot of people who watch fragrance reviews they are very loyal viewers, and those who love certain channels, they are very loyal to the channels. They watch every single episode, they do not miss. People who watch my channel, you guys do not miss any single episode. And when I got to know it, it made me really excited, because I thought my work is not being viewed as much, but I think now it actually does make a difference in many people's lives. So I absolutely thank you, and much respect to you, all love to you for giving me that support. That support takes you to the next level, want to make you do more content. So this video, I believe, hopefully it will be like a useful video. So the topic is hypes. Okay, your fragrance reviewers hyping things up, and is it good? What are the bad side? What are the good side? There is always positive and negative of everything, and we need to address the issues which is relevant alongside the fragrance videos. Like, reviews are itself not good enough for me. So sometimes we need to talk about a few topics that is related to fragrances, what's happening in the community. It keeps the interest growing, and most important thing is honesty. And that's one thing I would say, fragrance reviewers must be transparent, honest about anything they do. So I will discuss a lot of these things. First of all, what is hyping things up? Let's say a fragrance is launched, brand new fragrance. Example is Versace Eros Flame. You'll see most number of reviewers, major reviewers, will review that product as soon as it launches. Even before it launches, they'll get a bottle and they'll try to put it out there in the channel. Those who have big channels, relatively bigger channels, they'll try to hype it up like it's coming up. So many of the cases, the fragrance actually gets forgotten in time. It's not as big hit as they claim to be, but sometimes it even becomes huge hit because of that hype, and people actually like it. So even if it was like a 7, people make it like a 10, because the hype in their head, it just made it like better in their head. So when they use it, they're like, I got the bottle, like satisfaction wise. And I saw the reviewers, I follow him religiously, so it makes sense, it's a 10. So it happens like that sometimes. Even if it's not a 10, to people it's 10. So when people are happy, that's all that matters. Okay, that's all that matters. But let me tell you some of the things, like when it's okay to hype things up and when it's not cool, and how the let's say sponsored videos, or let's say how the reviews are important, and how do they go to fragrance reviewers sometimes. Okay, so there are different ways reviewer can acquire a bottle. Okay, first of all, you can buy it definitely with their full retail price. They buy it. Okay, that's one. Other one is they get it for free, and they say it's a sponsored video. Or let's say it's a Naughty or Max Aroma, they send it a bottle to them for review, just to make the product known. So they say it, sometimes they don't say it. Some people say, I got the fragrance, but did not mention I got it for free. Fourth, it can be like the fragrance was borrowed, let's say from one reviewer to another, and then they say, it's not my bottle, I got it from my fellow reviewer or my friend who sent it to me for review, but I did not buy it, I did not receive it for free. So those are clear. So what is okay, what's great about hyping things up? Hype is not a good word. Like, hype is basically meaning like you are giving so much attention and you're creating this huge demand for the product. You're saying it's so good that it's a must have. It cannot miss that product, and it's so good it's gonna be like a fire kind of fragrance. Okay, so you have to have it. So what do you mean by have to have it? That is the most important thing, interesting thing. Have to have it could be like it's brand new, it's out, it has a nice presentation, it's brand new, that's why you have to have it. That could be one reasoning. Other one could be you have to have it because it's so good. It's like there's nothing like it. It's so unique. It's bombastic, and it's an original creation. Let's say Creed would be, let's say ideal example is Creed. Creed was launching Viking, and everybody went like gaga over that fragrance, and it kind of turned out to be not as good as Aventus, people said, and people got kind of depressed about it, and the hype was gone like that. Many people still love it. Many people like it who genuinely love fragrances, but people who believe in hype got disappointed in that. So there's a danger of hyping things up, both on the reviewer side, both and the others also buyer side. Reviewers, if they hype it up and they turn out to be not as good as how they explained it or described it, and most of the people did not agree with them, it's gonna get like a measure this later on for the reviewer. If a reviewer is also selling a fragrance like Jeremy is, and he's saying his fragrance is the best, and he sold the bottles but no one smelled it, and it turns out to be like another Prada L'Homme or Dior Sauvage, people are gonna be like, $400 for this is this, okay? So that is just straightforward talk. No hatred, nothing intended. Sorry. But let's say the fragrance he hyped actually is good. Not he, any reviewer, they hyped it and actually is good. Doesn't matter designer niche or this clone houses, let's say Armaf, Middle Eastern houses, Rasasi, Dua, Alexandria, you name it. If the fragrance actually is good and they hyped it, even if it's not the most expensive or most pretty looking fragrance, but the juice inside is actually good, it actually makes people more, it makes people more, putting more trust in that reviewer. They're like, you are actually bringing gems for the community, right? So sometimes some people just, like I like to do it this way, that I wouldn't say I hype things up, but I usually bring fragrances that I really like personally. I used it before, some hidden gems, some fragrance from the old time back in the days, some inexpensive fragrance that smells good, better value than what you pay for, or sometimes clones that are actually really good deal for the price what you get, okay? Like Alexandria I'm reviewing, and Interplay X-Ray would be a great example. Sorry, this is a clone of Baccarat Rouge, X-Ray and EDP combined. So this is a great fragrance. I sniff it, it lasts on me all day. It just smells so gorgeous. It has a citrusy opening compared to MFK Baccarat Rouge, but on the dry down basically it's just like tad bit lighter than Baccarat Rouge, but it lasts as much as that one does. So this is a great fragrance for the $60 or you spend, even 60, 55, whatever dollars for 60 ml. I think it's pretty damn worth it, even more. So I tell you, I bring you those fragrances. So that is my way of working. So the thing is, most important thing, I was talking about honesty. The reviewers, when they receive a product for free, they should disclose it. Like, I got it from this house or this website or this brand. They sent it for me to review and I received it for free, but I'm gonna give a fair assessment. That's the way it's supposed to be. But let's say you do not mention that I got it for free, and then you hype things up, but you have the secret deal going on with certain brand, and sometimes people can tell, like it's up to people what they're gonna believe, but you cannot actually blame the reviewer if they hype things up. It's their right. They're not doing anything illegal. They're not breaking any law. I can come and say, like, I love Creed House and I only love Creed House, okay? And these are the best fragrances in the world, rest are all crap. I can say it because that's my sentiment, that's my personal opinion. So people shouldn't take it as absolute. What you should take it like? You should take it like grain of salt, like it's like a opinion. It's a movie that you watch. Movies are kind of like fiction sometimes, but they sometimes give you entertainment, like the Chopper is doing right now. It's just going perfectly. I'm feeling like Commando, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm just kidding, okay? So yes, you take it like entertainment. Like if you see Jeremy, Max Forte, Steve, Mark, all these guys are reviewing, they have fantastic quality, not like my interaction with you right here. I'm more like a general average Joe like you guys, okay? I'm not calling you average Joe, but if let's say you're a normal person like me, I'm just like another bro. So if you see those guys, they're on the different level. So when you take it like entertainment, like all these years, and like their presentation, their intro, the music, it makes it kind of gorgeous, and you just like to see their high quality videos that have the presentation and everything, so you get inspired by it, right? But if you buy a fragrance due to the fragrance reviewers review, I said it in the last video also, and then you do not like it and you blame the reviewer like he's crap and you blind bought it. So the blame, actually, as a grown man, you should be the one who should be blamed, because you blind bought something. You are lazy or perhaps not lucky enough to sniff a fragrance before buying it. So if you actually risking it in respect, like let's say you want to put the respect to the reviewer, and you just blind buy it because you trust the reviewer, you trusting that guy, and it's your decision, right? And if you are not happy, it's okay. You don't have to be like always, your expectation not gonna always meet in reality. But I think you have to keep it honest, okay? Do not buy a fragrance and try to show it to people just to get attention as a consumer, and you think you don't enjoy wearing it, but you like to show it. Like, let's say you don't like Aventus, but everybody likes Aventus, so you like to show it. I wear Aventus, best fragrance in the world. But in your heart, you like Dior Sauvage a little bit more. It happens, trust me, it happens. I know a lot of people like Dior Sauvage over Aventus. So even Invictus Aqua over Aventus. People have different noses, what you gonna do? But keep it honest, okay? Let's say you are actually more into designers, you like designers like in your heart secretly, but your community, they love niche, upper class, more expensive fragrances. So just to show off, you guys do like buy fragrance and then show it like, okay, here is my Tom Ford tobacco oud. I heard tobacco oud is one of the most challenging fragrances, but you say I love it so much I wear it in the high heat, 46 degrees. Pretty sure it's not going to be the case. And you say sometimes, you say things which are not true. So I think that honesty should be both from reviewers side and as well as the people who watch the videos and buy the fragrances, okay? As long as you keep it honest, you'll see like your nose will develop naturally as an user, and you're going to be appreciating more complex fragrances in time. Notes like leather, oud, tobacco, incense, more, these notes, they will come to you like more interesting, and you appreciate more challenging fragrance. You like to take the challenge, like the fragrance I just reviewed, Alizarin. This is very complex fragrance, but it's a beautiful fragrance, and you're gonna be starting to pinpoint notes. You smell it, you're like, oh, there is citrus, there is tonka bean in it, there is leather in it, and when you actually can detect and you see Fragrantica and it matches, it will make you very happy. So I think the whole thing, coming back to an end, hyping is not a bad thing. Because hyping, I wouldn't say hyping, but introducing a fragrance rather is not a bad thing, because if there's no product, there's no interest. If you do not have a product that you pay for, if you get it for free, there's no excitement, okay? When you spend your hard-earned money, then when it's exciting, because you sacrifice your time, effort, money while doing research and buying the fragrance, okay? So I think the thing is pretty clear, do not blame reviewers for bringing you a new fragrance. It's their job. Maybe they are being sponsored by certain companies or websites, but they do it from their own arena. That's what they love to do. It's their passion, right? So I like to believe the fragrance reviewers are not lying. They actually introduce what they feel and they just say the truth. But perhaps because of the weather condition, your skin condition, region you're in, or indoors, outdoors, fragrances performance or smell might differ, from country to country. So reviewers are not always lying. You might think like, I don't want to trust this guy. So if you do not trust someone, how are you going to be able to enjoy anything? Because if you do not have trust, there's nothing, right? So I'm going to tell you very straightforward. When people say stuff randomly, I see on reviewers, my reviews, I see comments, other reviewers, people put comments like, this guy's being, sponsored by this guy. How do you know? How do they know? They do not know them in person. They just write stuff like just to destroy reputation of a guy, or just like to assume things. Assuming is never a good thing. Assuming is for people who are not grown-ups. They are not mature, they are not responsible, they are worthless, honestly speaking, people who assume. So better know the facts before commenting, right? So if let's say a product, there's no other review on that product, okay? And let's say, for example, just picking up one example, let's say Astra Indonesia, right? This fragrance is from Borouge line. Not many reviews on it, not many reviewers looked at it. I looked at it because it's not much talked about, and I really like the blend. I like the natural oud in that, how that makes you feel lasting is beautiful. And when actually people start talking about, there's this interest that peaks, all right? And then people get to know about it. Even if you buy it or don't buy it, you study on it, so you learn. So there's no loss there. But problem is for people who just like, we're all sick in that way, that we have to buy something, experience something new to feel better, right? As a collector. So problem is when people actually buy that, they're just itching, just to buy something new. What should I buy? What should I buy? Then they see a review and they go and buy it, right? So there's nothing wrong with it, because as a collector, I understand it, that I want to see certain bottles in my collection. I just want to see them in my collection. I feel like, yeah, I feel relief. So if you collect like that, you should know that you shouldn't blame or get frustrated after buying something. You love fragrances that much, you buy a fragrance, so what? Spend the money, do not regret purchasing decision. That actually is very painful, and actually painful to watch, and for you as well. So I think the whole thing, take it like not as seriously, not as a deadly, like, it matters, life or death matters. People I see often fight for a fragrance on forums, say, hey, I wanted it, I would pay $10 more. These things are silly, right? People are passionate, I understand, but keep it on a maybe perhaps a more realistic or more mature level. That way we can all enjoy fragrances better. And just do not listen to people when they say that your fragrance sucks, it's not as good, the other one is good. Everybody's taste is different. Whoever likes something, they like it. They love it, they love it. They hate it, they hate it. Do not curse at people when they say, I don't like your fragrance. Also, right? Like, that doesn't work for me. It's his taste, you know. He doesn't like green fragrances. What are you gonna do, right? So that's the stuff I want to discuss today. I hope I could make some sense, and watch fragrance reviews, I think, more responsibly. Drink responsibly. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.